Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So a bunch of you requested I do a video for this new Soul Gem promo they just released, tying Iron Man to the Soul Gem. There was a lot of confusion about what they're doing with a lot of these Infinity War promos, but they've already used the prequel story to give you an idea for where the Soul Gem is located, or at least where Thanos is going to find it, and the key to taking it, because it's supposed to be in a separate place. Like, it's not just sitting around in broad daylight the way the other gems were. You couldn't just walk up and pick it up and stick it in the gauntlet. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get all the Marvel videos. There's an Infinity Gauntlet giveaway that's going on in all these. So starting with that Soul Gem promo. So everybody saw this artwork and they're like, wait, what does this mean? Because some of the Avengers are associated with the gems that they either possess or the gems that showed up in their movies, with a few exceptions. And I think this is a key to the movie because I don't think that this is spoiling anything. I think this is just meant to be a promo with a bit of a hat tip for the emotional through line that will lead to the Soul Gem. So you have like Captain America with the Space Gem, you have the Power Gem with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, you see Spider-Man in here too, but they will fight together during the movie. The Time Gem is with Doctor Strange, but you also see Iron Man with his armor activated and the Hulk in the background, meaning this is probably from earlier in the film. You see Vision with the Mind Gem because he still has the Mind Gem, but you see Thor with the Reality Gem, so that's a bit confusing. I think what they're doing here is they're taking scenes from the trailer and transposing them onto the scenes of these gems here. So this Soul Gem moment with Iron Man is actually taken from trailer footage when they're on Thanos' home planet of Titan, because a lot of people have been recontextualizing the scenes from the trailer, like maybe we've been looking at the Soul Gem this whole time without realizing it, in the sly way that Marvel does misleading things while also just flat out showing you everything. Thor's the best example of that. Like, they show you Thor with both of his eyes during the Ragnarok trailer, when clearly you were actually looking at him with one eye. It's just that they digitally altered it so that it wouldn't be a spoiler because they released these before the movie came out. So if the Soul Gem is this big MacGuffin, like the last big gem that we don't know where it is, they don't want to spoil that before we get to the movie, but they also want to show you these cool scenes. So how do they do that? They just present things in a very confusing way. So this planet at the beginning of the trailer is Thanos' home planet. They spend a portion of the film fighting Thanos on there. It's a pretty solid bet that Thanos has come back there to fight the Avengers because that's where he's going to take the Soul Gem. When they're talking about the Soul Gem during that Doctor Strange prequel, they're also looking at a star map, like it's in the stars, as if they're looking at a separate planet, the most dangerous gem of all. And part of the reason why the Soul Gem is the most dangerous is because of how it's tied to the emotional through line of the movie. Because you have so much big, crazy stuff happening in the movie, but in order to get people to care about the characters, you have to have a really strong emotional through line. This is where we circle back around to some Tony Stark, Howard Stark emotional through line back during the Iron Man films.
I'm Howard Stark, and everything you'll need for the future can be found right here. Tony, you're too young to understand this right now, so I thought I would put it on film for you. But one day you'll figure this out. And when you do, you will change the world. What is and always will be my greatest creation is you.
So think about that. Tony Stark is like the heart of his father. He put his soul into his child. He is everything that he is. So Thanos also has that same relationship with his children, primarily Gamora. So the key to achieving the Soul Gem is the emotional through line through Gamora. Thanos will have to take the Soul Gem from Gamora, although not in the way that you would expect. So he's very upset. He's still stung by Gamora's betrayal, but Josh Brolin did an interview talking about Thanos during the movie, and he said that the Thanos-Gamora relationship evolves through the film. His race, the people, the Titans that he was unable to save, are also tied to his emotional through line. So the key to the Soul Gem is on Titan because that's the place where his race went extinct, the place that Kevin Feige says there was a cataclysm that Thanos saw coming but was unable to prevent. So that's why he wants to assemble the Infinity Gems, so that he has the power to change the things that he thinks need to be changed. Bringing it back around to that Doctor Strange prequel story, when they say that the Soul Gem is probably the most dangerous one, they also should say the most gut-wrenching, because What if Thanos has to take the soul gem by killing Gamora and feeding her soul to the gem itself and bringing it out of a separate reality? Because the whole idea is that the soul gem exists in a separate reality, and there's a couple of things that you have to do to unlock it. So just flowing from comic book logic, the soul gem wants to take souls. It's sort of vampiric in that way, but it preserves souls after death. It enables life after death. So Thanos can take the soul gem by giving Gamora's soul to it, but also preserve her soul so that at some point later, when they fix the universe, the Avengers could always resurrect her. We also found out that we're going to see a younger version of Thanos during the movie. That will probably be tied to him thinking about the thing that he wasn't able to change that destroyed his race. So a lot of you have been asking me if they're going to retroactively include Easter eggs from Guardians of the Galaxy the way that they did during Spider-Man Homecoming and Iron Man 2, like a retroactive Easter egg whereby a really cool moment from an earlier film becomes a much bigger part of Thanos' backstory during Infinity War. So you probably saw the Infinity War preview video that I did. I talked a little bit about the origin of the Eternals. The Eternals are where the Titans race flow from. They're incredibly powerful, incredibly advanced. So in order for something to make them go completely extinct, it would have to be incredibly powerful. What did we see during the Guardians of the Galaxy film when the Collector was telling us the origin of the Infinity Stones? We saw Eson the Searcher, one of the Celestials, making an entire planet go extinct in the blink of an eye with the Power Stone.
These stones, it seems, can only be brandished by beings of extraordinary strength. Observe. These carriers can use the stone to mow down entire civilizations like wheat in a field.
There's a little pea coming out of me right now.
So what if the Celestials came, destroyed Thanos' race? He wasn't able to stop them because they were wielding Infinity Stones, and they're Celestials. They're incredibly powerful ancient beings. So he wants to assemble the Infinity Gauntlet to make sure that things like that never happen again and that he can balance the universe. Like, the really twisted thing about Thanos during the movie is that Josh Brolin said that he really came to identify with him, sympathize with him even. So even though they have changed a little bit of his backstory, like he's not in love with death anymore, he's more in love with the idea that he has for the universe, and he cares for his children in a really twisted way like Gamora. But through this ancient cataclysm that killed his race, you will come to sympathize with him. And even if you don't completely agree with his methods, you'll understand why he's doing what he's doing. But the whole idea is that he's still the villain of the film. He wants to kill half of all life in the universe. So let me know in the comments if the Soul Gem is going to be tied to the emotional through line, paying that off during the movie, and Gamora is the most important character to Thanos next to his home planet of Titan. Do you think that he's going to have to take the Soul Gem by sacrificing Gamora? But hopefully that explains why they use this Soul Gem Iron Man moment from the fight on the planet Titan for this promo. Like, the Soul Gem isn't necessarily inside Iron Man, like a lot of people were wondering about that. It's more that this is all happening on Titan and the Soul Gem will flow from that part of the film. Leave all your bonus video requests in the comments below, and I'll say congratulations to the latest giveaway winner, Chad Raj. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. There was a new round in this video. I'll just name a new winner when I post new Marvel this weekend. Click here for that Infinity War preview that I just posted, and click here to rewatch the full trailer again. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.